Howdy ho, neighborinos. We're here today with part 2 of that video that you guys saw fucking yesterday. My mouth is just wet and a-dripping, and I'm sorry, because I just drank milk. Yeah, man, so yesterday we did the top 6 favoritist, most fun, just the bestest guy. The best 6, you know, my favorite, my personal favorite. 6 Pokemon, and now we're doing the least favorite, the most annoying, the most piece of shit Pokemon that I can think of. And, you know, it's the same thing. There was a poll going around on Twitter a while back. I asked some homies. I speculated personally myself for a lot of it, and, like, honestly, a lot of anger went into this, you know? And I guess we'll see if it comes back when I'm reading about these fucking Pokemon. But, yeah, man, I figured for the wind up to this game, I'm gonna just do a video every day. Fuck it, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass to do because, you know, as you guys know, I haven't had time lately. But we're doing it, dude. Fuck it, you know. Why the heck not? So here we are, top 6 shitty, annoying Pokemon that I hate, and number 6 on the list. You're gonna hate it or you're gonna love it, dude. It's one of those 50-50. It's Volcarona, and it is, dude. Oh my god, I hate prepping for Volcarona so much. If you use Volcarona, like, I hope you have removal, you know, first of all. But, dude, it's just such a pain in the dick to prep for. It basically means you have to either have, like, Aqua Jet or a Cell Rock, or you have to have a Scarfer with a Rock move or a strong physical water move or some shit, you know, that's faster than base 100s. Because, like, Volcarona is one of those Pokemon that if it gets to +1, it can sweep your whole team if you're not heavily prepared for it. And if it gets to +2, dude, if you let this thing get to +2, it's fucking free range dickin' at that point. Dude, free range dickin' is exactly what happens when Volcarona gets to +2, okay? It just, you send in, you know, you're like, oh dude, it's a fire type, I got this water type, it'll be fine. Next thing you know, it's just quivering in your face and giga draining all its health back, and you just have a bad time, dude. Like, usually, when I have to, like, okay, I used to do this, I don't do it as much anymore, but whenever I would see Pokemon like Volcarona, like Moltres, like Charizard, you know what the prep is for those? Stealth Rocks. That would be the entire prep for something ×4 week to Stealth Rock. And then I got puttied by a Moltres one time, like a defensive Moltres just fucking dicked me down, and I was like, okay, this sucks, this can't ever happen again. So I've been, you know, prepping a little heavier for things like that, especially lately, but just in Gen 7 as a whole, Volcarona is just such a piece of shit, and I know that's good, solid competitive reasoning, right? That is like, you came here from Smogon, you're like, I'm gonna see what this guy has to say, and then you're just like, why does he hate it? I don't know, he said it was a piece of shit, then he moved on, I don't know, but that's like, dude, honestly, like, that's it. Volcarona is just, it's too easy to just set up and sweep. All you gotta do is not have hazards up and not have priority, and you're gonna lose to this Pokemon straight up. Plus, if somebody knows that you get, like, if you're going up against somebody and they know they get dicked down by it, you know they're gonna be prepping for it heavily, right? So then you just run like choice specs and you just kill their, you know, their resistance or whatever for it anyways, and then, like, you don't even need it. You can win the game with something else, you know? And honestly, that shit sucks. So keep fucking Volcaronas away from me. I know, dude, it's like, it was pretty funny though, like, with the whole moth lamp meme thing going around. So many of those were like Volcarona themed that, like, okay, it made me appreciate it a little bit, dude. Memes are the way to my heart. Fucking, but yeah, long story short, this, out of 6 Pokemon that I wouldn't want to play, it's Volcarona's right up there, dude. It's number 6 on the list. So, I do want to keep these relatively quick. How long were those? That was about 4 minutes for one Pokemon almost. That's not terrible, right? Plus 2 minutes of rant at the beginning, so I guess that wasn't really that much time. But, yeah, man, it's just, it's too good, dude. Especially with Z moves, it just basically like, oh, I got a Toxapex, and then it Psychium Z's your dick off, and it's just, you just, dude, you have a bad time, you know? Yeah, it's not fun. Can confirm, is not fun. It does get Psychium Z, right? Dude, I swear this gets some kind of psychic move, and people would run it, and then you would lose the game. Yeah, I get psychic. Okay, see, I'm not simple. I just can't read. Cool. So, speaking of psychic, number 5 on the list is actually going to be, and you already know which one it is. The longer I draw in this sentence, the more it is forming in your head. You already know it's going to be this piece of shit floating psychic duck, Cresselia. And when you think about pieces of shits, when you, Cresselia sucks, okay? Let me oh man, I got so angry when I saw it on my screen that I had a mini stroke, dude. So, Cresselia is just so insanely fat and so insanely brainless that it's just really hard to beat. So basically, let me tell you what happens when your opponent has Cresselia. If you're wondering what moves it has, it's a psychic move and it's Moonblast, and then it's going to have Calm Mind, and it's going to have Recover or whatever, Morning Sun, whatever, and then it's going to have Leftovers or like a berry maybe, and it's going to Calm Mind, and if you let it get up Calm Minds and you don't have a strong physical wall breaker to beat it, you're going to lose the game, dude. It's a fucking legendary, so you already know it's going to be fast and all its stats are going to be really good, right? Its special attack and attack are not great, thankfully. Fucking dude, can you imagine if this thing had like base 100 special attack? It would just kill you. Like, luckily, the only saving grace with Cresselia is that it needs several boosts to be able to do any real damage to your team, and it's just fast enough to where, like, if they have to invest to beat your, like, they don't have to invest, people that use Cresselia, right, don't have to invest to beat your walls, like in speed, but they do have to invest to beat some of, like, your slower, like if you want to, like, I know this isn't a good example of a mon, but if you want to get past that, like, Embor speed tier or whatever, you don't want to be fucking Choice Banded Flare Blitz. Yeah, no, and I know it's a psychic type, so ain't nobody gonna, like, use their Embor, but that's just a speed tier I could think of off my head, because I'm stupid, okay, leave me alone, shut up, sorry, God. But no, so it's really not hard to, you know, stick an extra 100 or so in there, and then you still have bulk. So yeah, but Cresselia just sucks, man, because no matter how strong your steel type or your bug type is, how strong your dark type is, how strong your ghost type is, a lot of times this thing just out bulks their, you know, their physical offense, and it's fucking annoying, dude. It's just so hard to break. And if you think you're gonna check Cresselia with a special attacker, let me tell you, boy, you better pray they misclick and click fucking Psychic instead of Calm Mind like 4 times in a row, because it's not gonna be fun. I just realized also, as I'm looking at Showdown, is that Cresselia is a female. So that's cool. I always thought all legendaries were genderless, but that's cool. Not very 2019 of it, but that's fine. Good job, Cresselia. So, yeah, man, once again, this is just me saying how much of a piece of shit this Pokemon is, and I guess that's what this whole video is, huh? Why'd you click on this? Hey, let's listen to Shaden be angry at the screen for fucking pixels in the shapes of Pokemon. Good God. So, yeah, man, it's so hard to break, and it's so easy to win with, and if you draft it, I hate you, I think? Listen, you shouldn't take it personally, but personally, I wouldn't take it in the draft, so, like, I mean, you know? But yeah, hate ya. So, at number 4, we have yet another on the fat pink piece of shit list, and it's going to be Clefable, dude. Clefable is so sneaky bulky, oh my god. Clefable was not viable, or maybe a little bit, but Clefable wasn't Clefable until Gen 6, and all of a sudden it's a fairy, and all of a sudden, even your fucking steel types and your poison types can't break it. I don't know what happened. This boy did not get a change in stats, but somehow it beats its counters, and it's so annoying. Like, I remember playing against I don't remember which league, but like I had a banded steel type, and I was like, I'm prepping against Clefable, I'm gonna run this banded steel type, and then I was like, actually, you know what, the Scarf version, it might have been like a fucking, I don't know, something stupid. It wasn't Kartana. It was Kartana. Yeah, so I switched from banded Kartana to Scarf Kartana, and I'm like, I'm gonna beat this Clef. I am a steel type. I beat this Clef. So in the game, I click Smart Strike, and it does like 48%. And I was like, what the fuck? Luckily, he went for like Wish instead of like any special attack ever. But I realized Kartana, which is strong as fuck, one of the highest attack stats in the game, and personally my favorite mon to use in draft format, which I fucking speak highly of constantly, could not 2-hit KO this Clefable without a boosting item. And maybe I was like jolly, maybe I wasn't completely invested or something, but in that specific matchup, it just didn't 2-hit KO, and I was like, I lose. My 181 base attack steel type doesn't beat the fairy. I fucking lose. So I'm one flamethrower away from losing this whole game. Luckily, I think they let it get like chipped down and stuff, and I was able to 2-hit KO it eventually. But it just like that moment of fear when I realized like I can't beat it. That's that moment of fear when you feel your balls shrivel so far inside of yourself that like it's like they're shaking hands with your intestines, you know? It's like everyone's getting to know each other in your stomach. That's Clefable. That's Clefable and a feeling right there. And I hate you, and I never liked using you in the OG games, so fucking hate you, dude. And he's got that one little curl on his head, still hate you. And I just can't say enough negative things about this stupid fucking blob, because Wish Pass, and then also the Calm Mindset, it's unaware and Magic Guard, so hey, have fun figuring out which one that's gonna be. Go ahead and get up Stealth Rocks while it sets up a Calm Mind, and then just beats the whole fucking team. And it's the same thing as the 2 previous months before it. Once this thing gets a boost, it's hard to stop it, so it's hard to check it with special attackers. You really need a banded steel or poison type, and then you also need something else with coverage in the back to weaken it or pick it off once you get T-waved and you die, you know? It's just, man, it's just not a lot of fun to prep for. And I've had a Clefairy on my team before, and trust me, it was a randomized league, okay? I didn't pick that shit. It was randomized to me. So before you come at me sideways being like, oh, you talking on this shit and you drafted it, no, I didn't. However, I have drafted before number 2 on this list, so eat dicks anyways, you know? Fucking get your dicks here, free dicks. So, Clefable, man, it's just... Honestly, I'm tired of looking at it, so we're gonna go to the next Pokemon. Oh, man. So this one's weird. It's not one Mon per se, and later on we'll see another example of this too. But it's not one Pokemon, because a lot of Pokemon fill this role. It's actually a pair of Pokemon, and it's Regenerator cores, which are usually going to be 1 Grass type and 1 Water type. So any combination of Tangrowth, Amoonguss, Alomomola, and Toxapex, just generally like that, are so fucking annoying, dude. Oh my goodness. So everyone runs Bolt Beam, right? That's the thing that everyone knows, is like you gotta have your Bolt Beam coverage. You know, you get your Bolt Beam, and that's how you win games. Nothing switches in. This is what switches into fucking Bolt Beam, dude. You know, like Tangrowth, Alomomola, Toxapex, and Amoonguss are so thick that even if you run Bolt Beam on just like a regular old Pokemon, you know, a lot of times you're not 2-hit KOing them, and it's so annoying having perfect coverage for something and they still don't die, especially with moves like Sleep Powder and Spore going around, with the grass sides of it, with moves like Toxic Spikes coming from Toxapex. Hey, did you just have another one of those strokes you were talking about earlier, bud? And then Alomomola doing Wish Pass shenanigans. It's like each specific mon of these 4, and it's, you know, it's not just inclusive of these 4, it's all the other mons like this. They all have their own bulk to them, and then they all have their own annoying thing that it does too. So like, you know, Tangrowth comes in, it's got an Assault Vest, you can't really break it physically or specially a lot of times. It's gonna knock you off, you're gonna have a bad time. Sleep Powder, at least Seed. Amoonguss, Spore, if you don't have safety goggles or grass type, you fucking going to sleep, you're having a bad time. Alomomola is so hard, its HP stat is so high, it's wishing back shit to full health. From half of its HP is the full amount of like a sweeper's HP in the back. So it's just, you can just replenish your whole team. It's annoying. And then you got Toxapex doing Toxapex things. Just, do I even need to tell you what Toxapex does? Because just the combination of Toxic Spikes and then all that bulk basically means you're in for about 70 turns of a bad time, usually, if it even takes that long, you know? So that's that shit, dude. That's that shit I don't like right there. I hate it. And on my first draft league ever team, I had a Regenerator core consisting of, I believe it was Alomomola and Amoonguss, and I would just sit back and just watch things die. And honestly, it was cool getting wins, and I was still new at the draft league format, so like that was like my default, was like rely on defense and then sweep with like whatever thing I had in the back, whatever dragon type, you know, you click DD once and win. But that was how I got wins early on in the draft league career, was just sitting back with my Regenerator core, just switching out, watching things die to Scald Burns and Poison, and dude, playing like that sucks. I don't have the patience to play like that anymore. When people do that shit to me, I get angry, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play super aggro now, and I'm gonna catch you with a double, and I'm gonna fucking bop your ass, and I hope I crit you or paralyze you or something too, because that is the one downfall of playing defensively. The buttons being clicked so many more times versus you, that secondary effect chance does happen a lot more often, and a lot of stall players or whatever will get mad at you because they get the para, but it's like, dude, I've clicked 47 Thunderbolts. You didn't expect to get paralyzed one fucking time, you asshole? So, yeah. You know what I mean, though, because that's how it works. But, yeah, man, Regenerator cores are no fun. I get it. They're great. I fucking, trust me, I'm on board. I get the reasoning for them. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna hate him. Okay, that shit is annoying AF. So, okay, now, whew, I'm getting moist over here, getting angry, dude. I feel like the fucking coach from Letterkenny. This video is fucking embarrassing. Okay, so next, number 2, we have Ditto. Dude, Ditto is so... Oh, I hate Ditto. A lot of times, dude, I still take Ditto to this day. Sometimes I will take Ditto just because that means I don't have to prep for Ditto ever, especially with me liking to use Ultra Beast as much as I do, especially Kartana. I have to, like, having to prep for Ditto is just so incredibly fucking annoying, and it's just something that you don't like to do because it basically means you can't sweep their team without having some kind of crazy prep for it. I have run no Sacred Sword Kartana with HP Fire to be copied by a Ditto to live the Leaf Blade and then kill with HP Fire, which is fucking stupid, but it worked, so you know, that was fun. But it basically means you gotta do some crazy shit like that, and the sprinklers are on behind me, so sorry if you hear that. I'm not peeing, I promise. So, you ever get so angry at a Ditto you piss your pants, dude? Oh man. But yeah, man, Ditto, like, if you've played any draft league ever, you know there's always that one guy with Ditto. And with Ditto, it usually comes a Regenerator core and a Clef or a Cress or something like that, because it's so easy to just be able to have bulky shit and not get set up on, you know, when you have a Ditto. Because Ditto basically ensures your opponent isn't going to be setting up without doing some crazy shit or having to rely on, like, subs or some kind of, you know, whatever you gotta do to beat a fucking Ditto. There's multiple ways, and there's a different way on every team, but something. That's the thing. It's got to be something. So, Imposter Ditto with a Choice Scarf or a Focus Sash, if you're a man and you have good fucking removal, is it's never anything you want to deal with, and it's like, it's just so annoying. You can't just be like, this wins the game, I will bring this. You got to be like, okay, well fuck, he's got Ditto, so I can't win with this, and if I'm gonna try to sweep with this, I have to run sub, which means I don't have the coverage for this. So it's a never-ending cycle of fuckery, and dude, it's not fun. However, I will say, I do enjoy using Ditto a little bit, aside from the fact that nobody else can use Ditto, because it is kind of nice to just be able to sit back and not really have to worry about being swept. It's a nice, like, weight off your shoulders, you know, but I would much prefer to sweep somebody than to use Ditto on my team and stall them out, you know. So, pat yourself on the back if you don't draft Ditto on a regular basis. Good for you. Now, last but not least, and oh man, I feel like you already know what this is, because earlier we revealed that some of these aren't just one mon, right? And you're like, Shaden, what is the most annoying thing in Gen 7? Hey, could it be that thing everyone drafts always? Halucha and Tapu Koko? Because let me tell you, boys, if you were thinking about that, you were fucking right. That's what's going on here. Tapu Lucha is fucking oh, dude. Just, okay, here's what's gonna happen. I'm not even gonna explain to you why Koko and Lucha are really any combination of an Unburdened Mon and a Tapu are annoying. I'm just gonna explain it to you in a series of grunts that you will understand, right? So it's just like, okay, so like, it's like, and just, you know, it's, and then you think you're gonna win the game because you have a Scarfer, and then they just and it just, and that has been losing a game to Koko Lucha by Sheldon Gristle, you know, so now when I think about the stupidest things I've ever said on this channel, I think that was definitely top 10. Next video is going to be top 6 stupidest things I've ever fucking said and put on the internet. Jesus goddamn Christ. But, yeah, man, Koko Lucha sucks. Everyone hates it. And if you have it on your team, you don't have to hate it, because then you can't have it brought against you, you know? So, I love Tapu Koko as a Pokemon. However, I will never, and I actually do enjoy some Koko Hitmonlee type shit, you know, but I actually enjoy Hitmonlee. It does other stuff other than be annoying and have a clit. Also, look at how Lucha, I've said this before, I'll say it again, how Lucha has a clit. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. God damn it, the video is over. Get this off my screen. Like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. I'm gonna fucking punch something. Bye forever.